And before coming here, I've gone to look at some locations that may be suitable for your project here. I think you want a new center or no?
Yes.
You want your own center or a rented center?
Own center.
You have a lukewarm response. So the question is, should we have our own center or should we have a rented center?
Own center.
Okay, Krishna center. Prabhupada started a Rath Yatra 50 years ago, and now there are over 500 Rath Yatras all over the world. In some of the big cities like Bombay, Delhi, we have more than 10 Rath Yatras. Welcome to the program this evening. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
So I have several devotees traveling with me. I thought I should introduce them to you also. Like to meet them?
Yes.
Okay. Vishnu, stand up. He's a chartered accountant and the vice president of Ahmedabad temple. I'm the Gujarati speaking individuals. And I have Dr. Yadam. He's a neurophysician, doctor, and an orthopedic doctor, and an expert therapist, and a professor in St. Petersburg, Russia. It's your profession, Dr. Pandit. But he's been practicing for 30 years. He has a son who's 30 years old and who's also an orthopedic doctor. Okay. And then we have Gopal Brahma. He is a book distributor in America. And we have Prana Goranga from Montreal. Okay. So I'm going to read to you two verses from Bhagavad Gita and then discuss it. So as you heard, in text 72, Krishna inquired, did you hear this philosophy with an attentive mind? And is your ignorance and illusion now gone? What was Arjuna's illusion? Who knows? He didn't know what to do. He was confused. In the second chapter, text 7, Arjuna says, now I'm confused about my duty. I don't know what is to be done, what is not to be done. Now I'm so surrendered unto you. Please. And then Krishna begins to give the philosophy. So, in our day-to-day lives, we all have so many questions. If you look at the middle society, it's questions and answers. CD, TV program, radio, newspaper. Someone's asking questions and someone is replying. But these questions and answers do not really satisfy anyone. They don't solve our problems. Just like in the introduction to the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, Prabhupada states, They have literally thousands of books, but they fail to bring peace on earth. Why? My class is a little interactive. I don't want you all to fall asleep. So why? Why have these books failed to bring about peace on earth?
Because the spiritual factor is missing.
Good. Prabhupada uses the word spiritual vacuum. Alright? He says because there's a spiritual because there's a spiritual vacuum in his book. So that spiritual vacuum is being filled by the Bhagavad Gita. So what does it mean, spiritual vacuum? Means no understanding what is the goal of life. Prabhupada was once given a lecture at a famous institute in Boston. And Prabhupada started his lecture with a question to the audience. In the audience there were many learned professors, etc. He said, in this great university, is there any department that tells you what happens after death? And there was complete silence. About 2 weeks ago, I had a lecture at Stanford University in California. And I was informed that they have 2,000 departments. Not one department that tells you what's the goal of life. So, there is a spiritual vacuum in society. Now Arjuna was confused. And who did Arjuna go to get his questions answered? Who did he go to?
Krishna.
Who is Krishna?
Supreme Personality.
The perfect personality. If we have questions and doubts, we should go to the perfect personality. Just like if you want some surgery done, you don't take a knife and give someone on the street and say, come on, do the surgery. You make sure you get the right doctor. So we should also get our doubts removed by going to the right source. To have doubts is nothing unusual, not surprising. If you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's full of questions and answers. Right from the first canto to the 12th canto. Questions, answers. In the Bhagavad Gita, questions, answers. Arjuna is asking questions. In the 4th chapter, Krishna has already established that this knowledge was first spoken to the sun god. Just like in every country you have a head of state, maybe the queen, the king, or the prime minister. In every planet is also a presiding deity. And it has a name, just like the sun planet has Vivasman. But the knowledge was lost in course of time. So the Lord again retold his knowledge to Arjuna. Why? Why did Krishna give it to Arjuna? A friend and devotee. Therefore you can understand the transcendental secrets of this great science. Krishna has said, it's a great science of Bhagavad Gita. It's just not ordinary knowledge. Raja Vidya Raja. This knowledge is the king of education. You may question, why is it the king of education? Why does Krishna say that? Because of the different aspects of education, this is the most important. You can have properties, to give an example. 1 0 plus 100 zeros plus 1,000 zeros equals to? Sure. Okay. Equal to 0. You can have all these achievements, but if you don't have the Lord in the center, Shama Evahi, simply a waste of time. So the point is, we need to get spiritual enlightenment. And there is no source better than the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna was confused. Arjuna wanted to know what to do. And so he went to the perfect personality. About a few years ago, I was flying on an aeroplane flight from New York to Moscow. Some of you know I spent 3 months in Russia. So on the plane next to me was a professor of philosophy at a major university in Russia. He didn't know me, I didn't know him. But since we were neighbors on the plane, we started talking. As we were talking, he said, I teach the Bhagavad Gita to my students. And he was a philosophy professor. So I asked him, why do you teach the Bhagavad Gita? He said, because it answers all our questions. And one time, about 25 years ago, the Bhagavad Gita had an advertisement in BTG. One book that answers all questions. So this Bhagavad Gita does answer all questions. So Arjuna said, I am confused about my duty. So we need guidance. We do get confused, what to do, what not to do. And Arjuna said, now I'm a soul surrendered to you. And what did Krishna say? Did he hear this philosophy with an attentive mind? Did you hear that? What did Krishna say? Did you hear this with an attentive mind? So what does it mean, hearing with an attentive mind? It means that when you sit down to read the Bhagavad Gita or any scripture, you should be fully alert. It's Krishna saying attentive mind, not I. He said, did you hear it with an attentive mind? So when we sit down to hear a spiritual discourse, we should be fully alert, just like you're fully alert when you sit down to eat prasad. Right? Especially after a fast day. On Janmashtami night. You fasted all day. So, when we sit down to hear or read a spiritual discourse, we should be fully alert. Krishna said, you hear it with an attentive mind. Similarly, when we sit down and do our japa, doing our japa is our most important activity. Many times the devotees ask me, what service can I do, Maharaj? And I tell them, improve the quality of your chanting. So, japa, for example, why should it be done with an attentive mind? Why? Why does Krishna say with an attentive mind?
Because we are linking, trying to link with the Lord, with His holy name.
Yeah.
The name of the Lord is not different from Him.
Okay, got it. The holy name is not different from the Lord. Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Radha Vigraha Purnashwara Nityamukta Vinaso Nama Namana. The holy name is not different from the Lord. So when you're chanting the holy name, you're addressing the Supreme Lord. Prabhupada said, when you chant the holy name, Krishna is dancing on your tongue. But we don't have that realization. We are too conditioned. But when you chant the holy name, Krishna is actually dancing on your tongue. The holy name is not different from the Lord. Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita is not different from the Lord. We should not think that Bhagavad Gita is independent of the Lord. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. The Supreme Lord is speaking. So we should understand that these scriptures, which are part of the Vedic family, a few weeks ago we celebrated the of Guru Purnima, about 2 weeks ago. The appearance of Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva is the literary incarnation of the Lord, who gave us the Vedic text. And even after having compiled the vast Vedic literature, Vyasadeva still felt there was something lacking in his effort. And then he gave us the Srimad Bhagavatam. So we should, when we sit down to chant around, we should be super attentive. Not that I'm driving my car and I'm chanting. Of course you can chant while driving, but don't count that chanting. So when we read the books, we should hear it attentively. Once we already asked Prabhupada, how do you preach so enthusiastically, Prabhupada? And Prabhupada said, I heard my Guru attentively. And Bhaktisiddhantaji will be giving lectures. And Bhaktisiddhantaji, as some of you may know, was a very great scholar. If you read his English, to read every line, you will have to consult the dictionary twice or thrice. I mean, he was a really very great scholar. He was a walking encyclopedia. At the age of 5 or 6, he had memorized the whole Bhagavad Gita. Once Prabhupada was asked, can you speak something about Bhaktisiddhantaji? Prabhupada said, what can I speak? He was a Vaikuntha man. So Bhaktisiddhantaji would be lecturing. The Prabhupada would be, others would leave on some pretext. The Prabhupada would sit there and keep hearing attentively without getting up. Bhaktisiddhantaji remarked, this boy hears attentively, so he will preach enthusiastically. So Krishna is asking, did you hear this philosophy with an attentive mind? Is your illusion now gone? So we all have illusions. And if you don't have illusion, it means you're a self-realized soul like Srila Goswami. Srila Goswami, as when he came out of the mother's womb, we stayed in the mother's womb for 16 years. And as soon as he came out, he left home. He was self-realized. He didn't need any guidance. But I don't think any of us are in that position. Are we? Anyone in Brampton? Okay. So the reality is, we do get an illusion. So how do you get this doubt removed? By going to a perfect personality. What did Krishna say? Arjuna say, my dear Krishna, O infallible one. What does it mean, O infallible one?
Never makes mistakes.
Never makes mistakes.
Never fails his devotees.
We do make mistakes, don't we? They say in English language, to err is human. It means to make mistakes is normal. Even the noble laureates make so many mistakes. But Krishna is infallible. Past, present, future. Never makes any mistakes. The Lord is always infallible. Because Arjuna says, oh infallible. My illusion is now gone. Just like darkness. How can darkness be gone? With light. In the Chaitanya, there's this nice verse. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Nigara. Yahan Krishna Tahini Maya Nigara. Where there's Krishna, there's no room for Maya. Just like with the sunshine, there's no room for Maya. So, to be in illusion is nothing to be embarrassed about. But you should be embarrassed if you don't try to get out of that illusion. Just like, it's a normal tradition all over the world. When somebody dies, we lament, am I right? We lament or we don't? We cry. But actually we should be crying when the person is alive and is misusing his body. After the person has passed away, your crying is not going to bring him back to life. But when he's alive and he's wasting his valuable life drinking poison, that's the time when we should be lamenting. So, our illusion can also be corrected if we go to the right source. What did Arjuna say? Oh, I felt, my illusion is now gone. I have regained the memory by your mercy. By the Arjuna got spiritual enlightenment from Krishna, who was his guru. But we all may not. Sometimes people say, Arjuna has a great fortune of getting knowledge directly from Krishna. Do we have the same fortune?
Yes.
We do. We're getting it from the two representatives of Krishna. So, Arjuna said, my illusion is now gone, and now I've regained my memory. So, we do get an illusion, but this illusion can be corrected if we go to the right source. Right source is Krishna, or Krishna is representative. What is the qualification of a representative? The qualification is, he's truly presenting the message as it is. One question people often ask, why is your Bhagavad Gita called as it is? They ask that. What's the difference between your Gita and the other Gita? So what does Prabhupada say? Prabhupada discusses this point in the introduction to the Gita. Prabhupada says, because he has presented the message, the same mood that Krishna presented and Arjuna accepted. Just like, you know how many languages the Bhagavad Gita has been translated? In more than 80 languages of the world. And people all over the world are reading these books. Why? Because these books answer all your questions. They give you real guidance. So the world today is bereft of spiritual knowledge. There is a tremendous vacuum. People are in ignorance. Like these days, what do you see? People are in more stress than ever before. On the one hand, you have more amenities. Whoever dreamt a day would come when you would have something like a smartphone. Did anyone ever dream that? At least I did. Did you dream you'd be able to carry all of Prabhupada's books in your pocket? Today, you can carry all of Prabhupada's books in your pocket. You can have all the DVDs of ISKCON, there's darshan in your pocket. You don't have to fly to every temple. So we have made a tremendous amount of progress, but has that contributed to any peace? People today are more lonely than ever before. They are all married to their cell phones now. You get up in the morning, see who called me, and they don't get a lot of missed calls, you get a heart attack. No one loves me anymore. So in spite of all these amenities, the ground reality is there's more misery than ever before. Because we're turning away from spirituality. So Arjuna says, now my illusion is gone. And I'm now firm and free from doubt. Now I'm free from doubt and I'm ready to act as per your instruction. So, success in life can be achieved if we follow Krishna's instruction. If we don't follow Krishna's instruction, there cannot be any success in life. Krishna's instructions are flawless. And what does Krishna say? Does Krishna say anything impractical? Does Krishna say, Don't do your duty. Krishna says, learn to act for my pleasure. Just like in this famous verse of the 9th chapter. Krishna says, Yad karoshi yadasnasi, yadosina, yatapnasi kansya, whatever you do, but provided it's something legal, okay? You can't be a butcher and something you can't be robbing, you can't be shoplifting and say, I'm doing it for Krishna. As long as everything is a legal person, whatever you do it as an offering unto me. Whatever you eat, obviously there is a person. You can't eat without discrimination. In other words, Krishna is guiding us. Learn to act for my pleasure. Now what happens if you do that? What happens if you learn to act for the pleasure of the Lord? Krishna says, Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma. One is always constantly joyful when it works for my pleasure. So Arjuna is saying, my illusion is now God. I am ready to act according to your instructions. Please tell me what I should do. And that should be our mood. Our mood should be to work for Krishna, to act for Krishna's pleasure, and that will give us happiness. When Krishna says, Sarvadhamam Paritajya Mame Krishna Mrade, Am Tanasara Mokshami. So that doesn't mean give up Islam, give up Christianity, give up Judaism, and become a Hindu. No. What this means is dedicate all your actions to please the Supreme Lord. If you're earning money, use money to serve the Lord also. Not that everything I have belongs to Krishna, but I control the checkbook. What they call lip service. So Krishna says, act for my pleasure, just like he said, Mahapareshu Kadachana, all the results in me. So that is an important element. So our illusion can be corrected if we regularly read the Bhagavad Gita. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's a famous story of Chaitanya when he was touring southern India. He came to the temple of Sri Rangam, which is one of the biggest temples in India. In Sri Rangam, there was an uneducated Brahmin who was sitting against a pillar, holding the Bhagavad Gita like that, and reciting 18 chapters of Gita every day. Every day. Why? Because his Guru had told him. And when he would be reciting the Bhagavad Gita, tears would come out from his eyes. So this man was uneducated. So because he was uneducated, some verses he would chant properly, some he would make a mistake. Some he could understand, some he could not understand. And the neighbors all knew this man, uneducated. Everything. This man is showing off as if he's a big pandit. But he's not a pandit. He can't even pronounce correctly. So even though people would laugh at him, he would still read it every day without fail. So Lord Chaitanya saw this man. Tears were coming from his eyes. Hair standing on end. Lord Chaitanya said, what is it in the Bhagavad Gita that's making you exhibit these symptoms? And the Brahman replied, my Guru told me, read 80 chapters of Gita every day. And I am uneducated, so some shlokas I pronounce correctly, and some incorrectly. But I still read, even if people are laughing at me. And when I see this picture, the Krishna, the Supreme Lord, has become the chariot driver of Arjuna, tears flow from my eyes and seeing the humility of the Lord. Lord Chaitanya then at once embraces Brahman and said, you have really understood the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita. And then Lord Chaitanya kept him with him for 4 months. And every day, Lord Chaitanya would explain to him the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita. So, Prabhupada, in his purport to this Leela, Prabhupada explains, here is a situation where the Brahman followed his Guru's order. His Guru's order was what? Read the Gita every day. And what happened? The Lord came to see it. Lord Chaitanya Nanaswati. So Prabhupada wanted us to read the Gita every day. Prabhupada instituted a system. Every devotee in the temple must attend Bhagavatam class and Gita class. Of course, we don't expect you to go to the temple every day, but it's not possible. You should make it a point. Read it at home wherever you are. Read the Bhagavad Gita. How many of you read the Gita every day? Okay. The percentage is a little better here than other places. Anyway, we should make it a point to read the Gita every day. Sometimes we think, Gita is basic knowledge. I want some special high, rasali. If you don't understand the basic, how will you move upward? Gita lays the foundation for your spiritual life. So please read the Gita every day. You don't have to read 18 chapters. Take one shloka with purport. Don't read without purport. Sometimes we try to take shortcuts, just the translation. But the purports represent the Acharya's explanation of what the Lord is saying. And without the purport, you can't really understand the Bhagavad Gita. So, Arjuna was confused. We also get confused. We should take the help of sadhu, guru, shastra to remove our illusion. And there is value in taking guidance only if we're going to listen. If I'm going to do what I want to do in any case, then what's the value of it? So, to have illusion is nothing embarrassing. In the Upadesha myth, Rupa Goswami talks about 6 rasas amongst devotees. You know that? What are the 6 rasas? What's the first one? Reveal your mind to those who are more advanced. And then, what's next? Take instructions. You go to a doctor and tell him this is my trouble. Doctor gives you medicine, you say, sorry, I don't want that. The reveal mind only has value. You're going to take instructions. So, Rupa Goswami says, reveal your mind to those who are advanced and take instructions from them. So that is similar what is being offered in these verses. So, we should read the Gita. Every time you read the Gita, your understanding will get better. And if you're fortunate enough to read it and study it and read it regularly, the illusion will be gone. And you'll be able to act with a peaceful mind. So please read the Gita. The Gita is our most ancient book of knowledge. And even we have a devotional movement who read the Gita 151 times. Read Prahadanamaya. So read the Gita, and that will give you the your satisfaction. Hare Krishna. The class is not fully over, I'm leaving time for questions. I thought you all may have some questions. Are there any questions? No questions? Yes.
Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much for the class. The question is from Mahabharata context, but
Ask the Bhagavad Gita.
yeah, but related to Bhagavad Gita, when you said Krishna is infallible, Achyuta, he never falls. There is a story when this demon Sahastra Kaucha, he had like 1,000 kauchas which has to be destroyed, and the person has to do austerities for 1,000 times. So then Narayan Rishi, they were killing him, but when somebody killed him, one kaucha is destroyed, that person has to like leave the body. And then they were reviving themselves interchangeably. Like once Nara will leave the body and Narayana will revive him, and then Narayana will leave body and Nara will revive him. So how to understand this pastime of the Lord? But this shows that apparently he is falling down, but though we know he doesn't fall.
Well, I can't comment on that pastime. We know the Lord is always infallible. That's the basic question. The Lord is infallible means he never makes any mistakes. Someone may think that some actions are not, just like when Krishna is dealing with the gopis. We don't discuss it normally. That's infallible. He never makes any mistakes. Any more questions? Yes.
Hi, Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for your class. Just wanted to hear from you your suggestions or recommendations of how we can bring that attentiveness into our mind when we're reading or chanting or anything, because it's so easy to get distracted. So, any suggestions?
One easy solution is when you sit down and chant and read, let that be your main focus. Not that you're doing several jobs at the same time. Like if you look at the material, he probably has a radio and the TV on and the newspaper in front of him. So when you're chanting, Prabhupada says the mind is wandering, let it wander. But let that chanting be your main activity. So similarly when you're reading, sometimes we use a book reading as a sleeping pill. You know what people start reading when they're half asleep, and they end up falling asleep with a book on their chest. So if you want to really digest the meaning of that, then read it attentively. Just like in your school days, you would get up early in the morning to study, isn't it? Am I right? When the mind is fresh at that time. Yes.
Maharaj, Arjun was fortunate enough to have easy access to Lord Krishna. He could ask his questions. We don't. So what's our alternative?
I'm sorry.
Maharaj, Arjun was fortunate enough to have easy access to Lord Krishna and could ask many questions. We don't have that facility directly available.
We do.
How's that?
We do. Krishna's answers are all there in the Bhagavad Gita. We just have to read it and take guidance from those who are following the Gita. Just read the Gita. When you read the Gita, you should be thinking, here is Krishna speaking to you. In the Bhagavatam, you read that when Bhismadev was leaving his body, the Supreme Lord was next to him along with the demigod and the Pandava brothers. And the Lord told you this to ask Vishwadev the duty of the human form of life. And then Vishwadev left his body. The Prabhupada says, if we have the fortune of leaving our bodies while the Hare Krishna chanting is going on, and hearing the Bhagavatam and the Gita, then you'll get the same benefit that Vishwadev got when he was seeing the Lord when leaving his body. So read and hear. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the great class. You said that when we serve Krishna, we feel blissful. Our Rath Yatra just ended. Our Rath Yatra in Toronto just ended, and an experience that I had while I was trying to also help organize it was as we were trying to put together the Rath Yatra, we were kind of running on low sleep, and we were getting more irritable and agitated, and there were conflicts, while the goal was there to kind of serve Lord Jagannath, so that feeling of bliss was not there as much. What can we do, and how? Why is that?
Tension.
Yeah, there was tension. Yeah.
That tension is also bliss. You know why? The tension is also bliss, but the tension is to make the Lord's service do better. Once Prabhupada was going down the left of the New York building, and Prabhupada's health wasn't so good. The devotee was telling Prabhupada, please go and take rest and eat and agree. And Prabhupada looked at them and said, please don't take away my privilege to struggle for Krishna. So to struggle for Krishna is a good challenge. People are struggling in any case, so why not struggle for Krishna? Everyone is struggling. Donald Trump is struggling to save his image. So middle is a struggle. Why not struggle for the right person? Okay, I'll take one more question, then I have to. Yeah.
So Maharaj, Bhagavad Gita.
Wait.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us that the soul changes the body after death based on its karma. So what is it required of soul to escape from the material world and go back to Godhead? Like the minimum thing which is required for soul or us?
That is what we talk every day in our lectures. Surrender to Krishna. Surrender the holy name. Study the books. Act for Krishna's pleasure. That's all that Krishna says. Krishna doesn't say, don't act, don't be a grihastha, don't do that. Krishna says, do everything in a purified manner. That's exactly what we're teaching.
Yes. So if one follows this throughout his life, then it's guaranteed that.
There are so many letters from Prabhupada where Prabhupada says, chant 16 rounds, follow regulated principles, and I guarantee you will go back to Godhead. But that guarantee we don't trust. When Amazon gives a guarantee, buy your product in 30 days to return, isn't it? And many people buy Amazon products, especially clothing, use it and then return it. That we have faith in. When Krishna says, he has to do it. So surrendering to Krishna means surrendering to Krishna's instructions. Okay, any more questions? Yes. Yes.
Maharaj, Hare Krishna. While chanting, sometimes mind goes here and there. How to make
Attentive chanting. Can you guide me?
It's It's a realistic question. The mind may wander. One thing you can do that's in your control, you hear what you're chanting. At least when you sit on the chant, don't do any other work. Go to the japa and cell phone push. Put your cell phone on airway. What's that? Airplane mode. Yeah. The telephone is the latest of all distractions. So at least when you're chanting and reading, do it without any disturbance. And if you sincerely try, Krishna will help. Any more questions? Yeah.
Hi, Krishna. Sometimes there is a conflict which comes first. Sometimes we are chanting and there is a call for service. So which do you consider to be the priority, like sadhana or the service?
Sadhana, of course, is more important. You may do service. If you don't have sadhana, then the service won't go on for long. The sadhana, in the long run, is more important. But service is also important. Sometimes devotees say, oh, no time will say, oh, what? I'm chanting all day. And that's also not. You chant and when you chant Hare Krishna, you pray for service. So thank you very much.